Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney. I practice law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. I hope you're following us on TikTok. Nor and I made a TikTok yesterday. It's got about 50,000 views, I think. It's doing really well. It was me being completely silly. And it was talking about the delays for green card holders. And somebody commented on one of my TikToks the other day. They said, this isn't a very professional lawyer advertisement. Dude, it's not a lawyer advertisement. It's just me having fun. It's just me having fun. Hey, it's episode 420. Hope you're not smoking the ganja. Episode 420. I started the show the other day at 420. Nobody said anything. I thought they might find that interesting or humorous. The waiting room is now full. So just so you know, oh, what the heck? Chetty became a U.S. citizen yesterday. Congratulations, Chetty. That is great news. Thanks for sharing that with me, Huli. The waiting room is full. So, the show started 60 seconds ago. And if you aren't on our text list, if you haven't texted the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300, you might not get in the waiting room. So Julia will post the link. She already has. She'll do it again. Antonio got the I-130 approved. Everyone's having fun. Prince is watching in Ghana. We're all over the place. So I'll be here for the next hour, and I will answer every single immigration law-related question that I can, unless you call up here to ask me the same thing you asked me before, like happened yesterday. I'm not playing that game, All right. So, like I said, I'll be here for an hour. I will answer your questions. We'll do another show tomorrow at 4, so tomorrow's show will also be at 4. So, again, if you want to get in that waiting room and ask me a question, we offer this as a service. We offer it as a public service announcement, and we offer it to let you know how things really work at USCIS and at the State Department. And I can't tell you how I'm continuously surprised by the way that people are treated. If you didn't tune in yesterday, you might want to catch one of those later calls that we got. It might have been the second to last call from that fellow in Detroit. He had a abuse exception for the I-751. His wife had abused him, and he had a 751 and a pending N400, and he got a call before his 751 interview, and they said, bring your ex-spouse with you. Even the officer was outraged and angry at how dumb their coworker was in asking the alleged abuser, to come to the interview. And moreover, we were all collectively surprised that the lawyer told the client, yeah, go ahead and bring her. That was like the dumbest thing I ever heard. All right. So with all that being said, I'm here at your service, and I'm going to talk to Sin City, aka Las Vegas, because I cannot pass by. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. I cannot pass by somebody that's laying down when they call in. So I got to take that call first. How you doing, Las Vegas? Oh, ready to sue and Las Vegas. What the heck?
Yes, how you doing, sir? Thank you for taking me.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing good. So my case is going to be the longest one you ever hear about. So let's go start.
Let's do it.
I came in on the B1, B2 visa in 1996, February.
From where?
From the Ivory Coast.
Oh, Ivory Coast. Great. Okay.
I got married in 2001, but I didn't file with my first spouse. So we got a domestic. Long story short, I was placed on removal proceeding. Back then, I filed for asylum in court, and I was granted asylum in court by the judge. So
okay.
DHS appealed the case to the BIA. BIA remanded to the judge because I was under the 1-year deadline. I didn't file within the 1-year deadline. So the judge granted me withholding of removal in 2005.
Got it.
So after I granted withholding, long after that, I got married again with my second wife in 2016. We got a son now who's 7 years old. Filed my I-130. I-130 got approved. And then I went ahead and filed for a motion to reopen. And then the judge granted a motion to reopen in 2023, this year.
Okay.
So I filed my I-485, and I got my interview last month, July 26th.
When did you file the 45?
I thought March of 2019.
So you filed it in court.
No, I filed that in with USCIS.
And did they ever call you for an interview, or did they tell you they were going to stay that, or what did they
They
say?
finally called me for an interview last month on the 26th of July after the motion to reopen was granted, and then I filed an inquiry for the processing time.
So just real quick, the judge, I might have missed this because I was going
Okay.
ahead with you. So the judge granted the motion to reopen. Did the judge also terminate the deportation proceedings
Yes.
and set aside the deportation order and
Yes.
terminated proceedings?
Yes.
Because you have a valid entry, right? You entered with inspection.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So at the time you filed the 45, you filed it with USCIS, and you were still under the jurisdiction of the judge. And then once proceedings were terminated and the removal order vacated, then you notified USCIS and they called you in for an interview, and you had that a couple months ago.
Yes.
In Las Vegas?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And how did that interview go?
But so far it went good, but I got a background. I got a couple DUI in between, and
How many?
I got 2 DUI,
Okay.
misdemeanor DUI, but I was granted a full and unconditional pardon from the state of Nevada
For both?
for all my criminal history. Yes.
How'd you pull that off?
Hey, I got connections sometimes.
Well, I mean, pardons don't really mean much with immigration, but it certainly doesn't hurt. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So my question to you is now, the interview, the officer says it's gonna take him like 2 days to make a decision, because I'm a union worker. So the affidavit of support, my wife is making good money, and so you're good on that level, and I work since whatever.
Yeah.
So now my question is, it looked like they're sitting on my case based on my past criminal history.
What about the domestic violence charge that you mentioned at the beginning? What happened with that?
Well, that one, it was just a domestic, no injury and none of that. But it was under the pardon also.
Did you get charged with anything?
Yes, I got charged.
And what happened? What was the disposition?
Oh, they said credit time served. 2 days or 3.
When you went to your green card interview, did you bring a lawyer?
Yes, I got a lawyer, but he didn't ask much. He didn't say much, because basically the lawyer was like, well, he got a full, and he asked me about it, and the lawyer said he got a full.
What about, did you bring all the court records for the 2 DUIs and the domestic?
Yes, everything on file. I bring everything. They didn't ask for it, but I did bring it.
How long ago was the most recent DUI?
2009.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so what's your question for me? Is it time to sue? I would say so. I mean,
yes, because I know they're not gonna move based on my criminal history or whatever. And then
everything's cool with your spouse?
Oh yeah.
Did they separate you? Did they separate you at the? I guess on the I-130. Did you have an interview on the I-130, or did they approve that without?
Yes, I got an interview on the I-130. It last 10 minutes and got approved.
How long have you been married?
7 years now.
Oh yeah, and you said you have a 7-year-old kid. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to send me a copy of your 45 and the interview notice, I'll take a look at it, and then we can talk about suing. But probably that's going to be my recommendation.
Yes, I'm ready, because I know the money is not an issue, but I just want them to give me an answer, because I know they're going to be sitting on my case.
Yeah.
And it's going to be taking forever, because I sent an inquiry last week, and the response that I got was like, oh, under review. And I know what that means. It's a parking lot.
All right, great. Well, send me an email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and say, I'm Las Vegas. I was the first caller on the Tuesday show, and we'll follow up.
Okay, so you want me to send you the copy of my
The 485 and the interview notice. Yep.
Get it. 10-4. I got it.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, sir.
See you, man. All right. That was an interesting call for a leadoff. He was right. That was sort of a long story. He's been here a long time. All right. Let's see what Dina has to say. Hello, Dina. You're on mute. Dina. I can't hear you. There you go.
Could you take me off the camera, please?
You are off the camera.
Thank you. Hi, Jim. I really just wanted to thank you so much because I just received my green card like 3 days ago. Yeah, coming from the basement and everything. You guys were great.
Awesome. I'm very happy for you, Dina. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, the 2 years, almost 2 years of like just depression, I guess. It's finally over.
I'm glad. I'm very happy for you. Thank you for calling to say thank you. I really appreciate it. It makes my day.
Thank you.
Good job, Dina. See ya.
Okay, have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. Hold on a second. Let's say hi to Kay. Hello, Kay.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm a fan of your show. I also
Awesome.
I got my green card last week. I think 2 weeks ago through the NIW. I've been here for a long time.
Good for you. Congratulations. That's great.
Thank
What is
you
your
so much.
what's your field of study?
Economics, applied economics.
Good for you. That's
Yeah,
great.
thank you so
Congratulations.
much.
That makes me very happy. What's up, Kay? What
Thanks.
can I help you with?
I'm always watching you. So I had a quick conversation with a friend of mine, I think 3 days ago, and he just became a citizen, but he was brought here by the wife, right? And they're living together. And now he wants to file for the mom, who is also living here, but the mother is not living with him.
He wants to file for his mother?
Yes, his mother. The mother is also here, but she came through a fiancé visa, and they got married. A lot of issues, but he now is a citizen now and wants to file for the mother, but he's not living with the mom. So I think that's where
your concern is that he's now a U.S. citizen and he wants to sponsor his mother, but his mother doesn't live with him.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
So
but you raised a different issue that I'm worried about, and that's you said she entered on a K-1.
That's the mother. That's the mother.
So the mother who he wants to sponsor, right?
Yes.
And did she get any kind of green card from that first spouse or no?
No, I think it didn't work out. It's been a long time, maybe like 15 years now.
Yeah. So
there was some abuse and things like that.
Abuse? Okay. Well, I mean, we could take a look at it, but generally the rule is if you come on a K-1, you can only get a green card based on the marrying the person that you got the K-1 on. Because remember, a K-1 is non-immigrant. So that mom might have a hard time, which of course is why she's probably not ever done anything. We could take a look at it. You could have mom and son maybe set up a meeting with one of our intake specialists, but it's going to be a tough case.
Okay.
Now you did say abuse, so maybe there's an exception, something with abuse we could use.
Yes, it was abuse. They tried the VAWA, I think twice, but it was denied. So,
right. So mom might have problems because mom might need a waiver, and mom might be an overstay. There's all kinds of. Mom might have to go back home. This isn't going to be very easy, I don't think.
Okay. But you think this is something that you can consider, right? So
yeah, we'll talk about it, but it's probably going to be a no. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Kay. Thanks for seeing. Yeah, thanks for thinking of us. Bye, buddy. All right, our friend Frank is here. Hello, Frank.
Hi, Mr. Jim, and thank you for all you do.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go straight forward to the question, so I don't take much of the time without the background. Maybe that might help. So my I was on the show before. We talked about my mom filing for my 2 siblings, and one of them, when we filed, she was barely turning 21.
Yeah.
And so the whole case, everything was approved, sent to MVC. MVC sent my mom email on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, to log into the website. So the youngest one went through payment and everything done, but the oldest one, who just turned 21, and she's about 21, 23 weeks. 21, 3 weeks old. When she logged into hers, it's basically saying that there's a numerical limitations on the immigrant visa issuance or something like that, so she has to wait. The visa class on her page says F24. So my question here is, did they switch her category from F2A to F2B without noticing her, or what's happened over there? If you please.
Yeah, it's probably a computer thing. Her birthday hit, she turned 21 in their system, so they think she's too old now. So you're going to have a bit of a battle on your hands trying to convince them that the Child Status Protection Act applies. If it does apply, that's all math and dates and stuff. We'd have to do the calculation. I think your sister might still be under 21 legally for purposes of the CSPA, but you're going to have a fight on your hands with them. And it seems like they've gone ahead and classified her as the adult child of a green card holder, not the under 21.
And this is something you might take up on, right?
You mean, could we help with?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. I'll definitely email you guys, and because I don't mind her waiting. She's going to school to become an immigration lawyer too back home, and she's probably in the fourth year. She wouldn't mind finishing school and coming here, but I don't want her to wait that long to that point.
Yeah,
so.
especially if the CSPA doesn't cover her forever, we still got to keep things moving.
Right. Definitely. I'll email the office and we take it from there. Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You got it. Yep. Ao's here. What do you say, Ao? You're on mute. Ao, are you with us? You're on mute.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. What can I help you with?
Yeah, so I did put in for my VAWA a few months ago. I'm still waiting on my receipt notice.
For your 360, for your I-360?
Yes. But unfortunately, my husband passed last month, and I don't know if I should go ahead with the VAWA or I should file in as a widower.
The widower will be much faster and easier. First of all, let me say I'm sorry for everything you've had to go through. That you had trouble both ends, and that's an interesting question. I think the best thing to do would file an I-360 based on being the widow of a U.S. citizen. And do you feel like you have good marital evidence?
Yeah, I do have good marital evidence, but I never had a relationship with a family, and I'm a little bit worried if USCIS will contact the family to find out if we had a good marriage.
Well, they might. What's the status of things with you and the family? They don't know about you, or they don't know that you're married?
They do know about me, but the problem is my husband had some military benefits, and the family wanted it, so they've been looking for ways to discredit my marriage. We've been married for almost 2 years, but it's just really crazy. They even went to the extent of forging a document stating that he said the marriage was fraudulent, which never happened. And I married him for immigration benefits. If I had married him for immigration benefits, I would have put in my papers like 2 years after, like almost immediately after we got married, but I never did. So
did he actually file an I-130 for you, or was it only?
No, he didn't. He didn't. I did before he passed. I noticed he was cheating, and he was slightly violent towards me. And the way he passed too was also in violence, where he shot himself. So yeah, so it's just really crazy what's been going on. But the family and I, we don't have any sort of relationship whatsoever.
So here's what I would say. I think you can get a green card. I don't think it's going to be an easy case. I think it's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to knock all that shit down from what the bad stuff the family's going to say about you. And so you probably need the help of a good lawyer, because you really got to build the case. Number one, the marriage was real. Number two, they're bad mouthing me because they want his pension. If we can prove all that stuff up, then I think you get your green card. But I think if you just sort of take take it easy and don't like go full force in, I think you're gonna have a hard time getting that green card.
Okay. Okay. So I should file in as a widower if I can get
I
a
would.
good year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're gonna have
All
to prove up everything I just said. You're gonna have to prove up the marriage. You're gonna have to prove up. I would still try to prove up the abuse. I would even make the fraudulent letter. I would say this letter is fraudulent, and I'd attack the letter. And then I would say, even if this letter is true, it's sort of part of the abuse of how he kept me under his thumb. He refused to file an I-130 for me, and then once he or his family figured out that I was trying to stay in the United States, they decided to do everything they can to screw me. So just like, you have to connect all the dots, because they're not going to figure that out on their own. You're going to really have to walk them through exactly why you're the victim here and why you should get lawful permanent residence and be able to stay in the United States.
Yeah, they sent me a couple of emails and threatening messages. So I even had to make a police report because they even refused me to attend his funeral. So it's been really hectic. So I have all those messages that shows they've been threatening me and calling me out, and they wanted me to sign my right away as his wife. I have all those on my phone. So.
Good. So that's all good evidence. So you got to put it all together. And if you want our help, just let me know. Okay.
Okay. All right. How do I contact you again?
Sure. Just send us an email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Say, I'm Ayo. I was on the call at around the 20-minute mark with Jim, and then they'll look it up tomorrow and get going.
Okay. And I also want to confirm one more question, please.
Sure.
If I give away my rights to the military benefits, would that be suspicious to immigration? Because I honestly don't want a situation whereby I'll be living in fear in America, taking my husband's money. They might actually kill me one day. So I don't know if I should give that right away. My friend was telling me if I do, that's confirming what they're saying, but I don't know how true that is.
That's a hard thing for me. I'd want to think that all through, because I could see, putting aside your personal safety, which obviously is very important, I think from an immigration standpoint, I'd want to think that all through, because I could see arguments going in support of fighting for the benefits, and I could see arguments like, he was abusive to me, I hate his guts, I don't want anything from him, including his stupid benefits, right? So I can see, I could argue that one both ways.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna
Thank you, Ayo. Yeah,
Thank you
so much. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, Ian had a nice little comment. This show's helped me stay calm and make better decisions regarding my case. I love to tune in and hear about others' journey. Now, thank you for saying that, Ian. And that brings up something I was thinking about today on the treadmill. We're at the 23-minute mark. This is the Immigration Answer Show. I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer extraordinaire. And somebody said on that TikTok I made with Noor last night, it was a bad news. It was about the retrogression of visa availability for the spouses of green card holders. And somebody said, more bad news, Jim. It seems like all you like to do is give bad news. And what I want to know is, overall, with those of you guys who watch my YouTube videos, who watch this show, because this is really important to me, and I want you to play it straight. Don't try to make me happy. I want to know, on a scale of 0 to 100, with 0 is Jim's pessimistic. He's the most pessimistic person I know. 100 is Jim's optimistic, and he tries to get us pumped up. I would really like to know, on that scale between 0 and 100, if you guys could just vote in the comments and let me know where you think I am, because I might need to change my behavior. I don't know. I sort of like the way I am, but I'm always open for criticism and improvement. So I'd love to hear from everybody, as many people as possible. Just type in the number. You don't have to give an explanation if you don't want. 0 to 100. Just write it on in there, and we'll go from there. Moad is here. What do you say, Moad?
Hey, how's it going, mate, Jim? Doing good? Okay. I would like to start a quick, my situation. I was in the United States on 2004, and I came with a green card, IR1. The status of my green card, it's IR1, which is permanent resident.
Based on marriage?
No, I divorced on 2007 when I got there.
So wait, what was the start date on your green card, on your IR green card?
IR1 or IR2. The difference between IR1 or IR2, what I know, I asked.
Let's back up.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jordan.
You married a U.S. citizen?
Jordanian U.S. citizen, yes.
And they filed an I-130 petition for you, right?
Yes.
And you were living overseas at the time?
Yes.
So you came through the consulate and you got a visa to come to the United States based on your marriage to that U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
And when did you arrive?
2005.
And what was the date of your marriage?
2001.
Okay, so that means they gave you the 10-year green card. So you entered in 2005. You had a 10-year green card, and then what happened, immigration-wise?
No, it's just not going through between me and her, and we divorced after 2 years.
After 2 years, you said?
After 2 years, when I got in the United States.
So like 2007, you got divorced.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
And when the Syrian pandemic started in Jordan, it's not next door from Jordan. I went to Jordan to help, and I stuck here. I get married, have 3 kids.
Wait, you never got your citizenship?
No, unfortunately.
So then you've been out of the United States since when?
2011.
Okay, so what's the question for me?
How can I get back to home with my?
You are home. You're exactly where it is. You're home. I mean, it's as if you never had a green card.
Yes. I want to go back to United States with my family.
So you can apply for the diversity visa, but other than that, there's no real way for you to come because you're married to someone, so you can't come the marriage route. Employment's going to be pretty hard. Student visa is unlikely. So they don't like it when people get a green card and then just go live somewhere else without getting their citizenship.
I'm Freemason. I came here to Jordan in this time and start the pandemic in Syrian pandemic and apply for a job for United Nations. Now I'm 10 years with the United Nations here in Jordan, UNHCR. That's why I cannot get back to United States. That's the reason.
But how are you going to get back? You need some path here. It's asylum, it's diversity visa, it's employment, it's family. That's it. Those are the 4 ways to come. That's it.
Okay. It's no ways to get back.
I just told you the 4 ways to get back.
Okay. So
in answer to your question, no, I don't think you're coming back.
That period.
You had a green card. You threw it in the trash. They don't like it when people. You threw it in the trash. You did. You left.
No.
You did nothing. You did nothing to protect your green card. In their minds, you threw it in the trash.
But there's no way to go back to home.
All right, Moed. Good luck, buddy. I told you the 4 ways to stay. I don't know what else to say. That's just sort of how it is. So those are the 4 ways to come and stay. And like I said, they don't like it when you get a green card and then you don't stay. Roki, what do you got for me? Roki, are you there? You're on mute.
Yes, sir. How are you? Can I turn the camera off, please?
It must be Tuesday. Nobody wants to be on camera. Go ahead, Roki.
Yes, sir. I find me and my wife on April 20. The receipt date was 21 April. And then on May 5, we got a first notification, which is the RFI for medical and the biometric appointment.
Okay.
So the medical, they asked for the medical to mail it before the appointment, biometric appointment. And then I sent the medical and they did the biometric. And then after 2 or 3 months, 2.5, they sent me another RFI, which is a marriage certificate.
A what?
The marriage certificate.
Why were they worried about your marriage certificate? What was wrong with it?
Yes, when I was checking, me and my wife and the lawyer, and we just found there is a small mistake on my wife, her last name.
Like, how big of a mistake? Like,
So, for example, let's say her name is Sarah, Sarah. They wrote Sahir.
Sahar.
Yeah, like this. They switched the name, the last name.
And who did that? Where did you get married?
At the court.
In America?
Yeah, here,
So
Ohio.
did you respond to the request for evidence, or you haven't responded yet?
I'm still waiting for because when I went to the court, they told me you have to correct it and you need to like bring a translated certificate, birth certificate, and take like maybe 10 days or 15 days to fix it.
So you're waiting for them to fix it?
Yeah. I would like to ask you, is it like a bad sign, or it will be an issue for that, or?
No, I think you're okay.
I'm okay.
I'm not worried about that. Just yell, Abina, hurry up. You got to hurry.
And what about why they ask the medical before the biometric appointment? Because I see some people like when they ask them for the medical, they ask it after biometric.
So I'll say a couple things. One is that is unusual. You're right. I haven't seen that. But at the same time, most people are submitting their biometric or their medical right at the beginning. So you might have just confused them. They're just trying to get things moving. I wouldn't worry about that.
So do you think anything good is going to happen? Like it's a good sign or bad sign?
I think there's a lot of good signs. It looks like they're moving on your case pretty quickly. What was your status at the time that you filed? Were you in status? Were you out of status, or what?
Overstay.
By how long?
I came here on 2016 with B1, B2.
So when you got married, you were out of status?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any kids with this person?
No, she has kids.
Interesting.
Yeah. They asked like the receipt date was on 20 or 21, and then send me the access code to open the account, USCIS account. And after like only 2 weeks, I saw notification RFE medical was sent, and the biometric appointment was scheduled. So before the appointment, that's why I was like confused. Like when I see people, they ask them for the medical after the biometric.
It's weird because on the one hand, I think your case is moving sort of quickly, and also I would say it seems like they want to approve it. It seems to me, but also that surprises me because you're a long-time visa overstay. You got married when you're out of status. That is one of the fraud indicators. The biometrics piece makes me think that. Do you have any kind of criminal stuff?
No. Everything is fine. So I just overstay and, like other people, without any problem.
What country are you from?
Algeria, North Africa.
What was the purpose of your visit?
Just came here just to visit, and then
Well, so no. So when you went to the embassy to get your visa, what did you tell them was the reason you wanted to come to the United States?
To visit.
And did you do that?
Yeah, I was planning to visit 1 month after they give me the visa, but I didn't come like after maybe 8 or 9 months.
Okay. I'm not terribly worried. I think you're in good shape. If things go off the rails, let me know and I will try to help you. But I think you're okay.
All right. And another question, please.
Sure.
Yes, I am still waiting for the EAD card. And me and my wife, we file like taxes jointly, and we need to pay the IRS send us a paper. We need to pay like almost like some couple thousand. So can I use this like letter from IRS to expedite my EAD?
Yes, but don't get your hopes up.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, Roki. See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Daniel's here. Daniel's next. What do you say, Daniel? Oh, Daniel, you're on mute, Daniel. I don't know. Daniel has left the build. Oh, there he is.
Sorry. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good. Go ahead.
I have a question that I used to live in Japan for almost 11 years. Like I did my master's and PhD. And after that, I joined this consulting firm. And after living a couple, like 8 years or so, I got married. Not with Japanese, but from a country, from a person who's from the same country. I'm from Ethiopia, and I had my first daughter in February 2021, and she started going to school. I mean, daycare and school, and she was not really feeling comfortable. So we decided actually to leave Japan. So all of us had a permanent residency in Japan. And when I see the situation with her school and everything, like she feels lonely and uncomfortable, so we decided to go back home, and we relinquished our permanent residency. Because decided not to actually get back to Japan. And once we actually get home, well, we stayed around like 4 months there. And once we got there, like things actually start getting ugly.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with the government, and I was even arrested. And I could not actually get back to Japan because I already lost my permanent residency. All the family lost it. So what we actually did was we had a valid B1, B2 for all of us. And so we actually decided to get to the US. So I am here now about a month, but I am kind of wondering if I am eligible to apply for an asylum status, because I was kind of scared that they may say no because I have this, what they call it, firm resettlement bar, just considering that I used to live in Japan for quite long before this case was happening. So do you think that I can actually proceed in applying for the asylum visa in the US?
Asylum's not a visa. I do think you can apply for
asylum
okay.
status.
I do think you're going to apply. You can apply for asylum. I don't think you're going to win.
Is it going to be tough? But I have a proof that actually I lost my permanent residency
by your own choice.
Yes, because I had no problem with the government before, and I've been like going out and in many times to the US even to my own country, so I never had any problem. And it's just recently because the war started.
Let me ask you this question, Daniel. Do you think the people at USCIS act fairly?
If they know the situation in the country, that it has been the war has been just started couple of months, so probably they would consider that it may really happened. So, and I have evidence for that.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think people at USCIS act fairly?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
So the answer to that question is no. Do you think people at USCIS want to help you and are looking for ways to get your case approved?
No, I don't think so.
No. You've handed them on a silver platter one of the easiest ways I've ever heard of to deny someone's asylum case. You had legal resident status in Japan.
Right.
You chose to give it up. You went back to your home country, and then you entered the United States and want to apply for asylum. I think it's a loser.
Oh, I see. So even if the prosecution happened after I lost my permanent residency, so I was
you didn't lose your permanent residency.
I mean, yeah, I decided to relinquish it by myself, right?
That's the fundamental problem. If some government rule in Japan kicked in and said, well, you can reside here for 5 years, but not after that, or we've decided to not let anyone from Ethiopia keep their Japanese permanent residency, that's different. But you gave it back. I guess that's the theme of today's show, people giving things back that they get. I think that the chances of this case being approved, even without the firm resettlement, is maybe 25-30%. But with the fact that you had an ability to stay in Japan, I mean, because in theory, if I'm them, I would say, well, Daniel, you could have gone back to see how things were in Ethiopia before giving up your residency in Japan.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now, this is just my opinion. Some other lawyer might say, yeah, Daniel, give me $10,000 and I'll save your butt. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you what I really think.
Oh, okay. So my chances are very, very low. It does not mean really I cannot apply, but I can apply, but the approval is going to be very low, right? That's what you mean.
Well, anyone can apply. The only thing you have to worry about is whether they're going to try to claim that your asylum application is frivolous. Because if it's frivolous, which means it has no merit, then then you can never get any immigration benefit for the rest of your life. Now, whether a weak case is a frivolous case is sort of a beauty is in the eye of the beholder kind of a thing. And I think it sounds like you have a fear of going back to Ethiopia. The question is, if you have a clear legal impediment, i.e. firm resettlement, does that make your application frivolous? I doubt it, but it would be something that I'd think about.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Daniel. See you, buddy.
Appreciate it. All right.
Good luck. You got it. All right. Abdul is here. What do you say, Abdul? You're on mute.
Can I be off camera, please?
It's Tuesday. Everyone's off camera. Yep. Go for it.
Okay, I'm calling on behalf of someone who entered the United States without inspection through the border
Okay.
and is wondering whether, well, I met him a couple days ago, and when he explained the case to me, I told him I know a lawyer, and I was wondering whether you take cases like that, whether you can help him.
We don't. We probably don't. Where did he get caught at the border?
No, he did not get caught. He entered without any. He actually, when he got to the border, from what he explained to me, is he got sick, and they got him, and then they took him to the hospital, and after they discharged him, he was already in. So nothing. No.
Who's they? Who's they, Abdul?
Well, from what he explained, he entered without being inspected at all. He didn't meet anyone. No one gave him any paper. So basically, no one knows he's in the U.S. Basically.
So he didn't run into CBP. He didn't get fingerprinted.
None of that. He didn't get fingerprinted. None of that.
What country is he from?
He's from Senegal.
When did he enter?
He entered. I don't know exactly the date, but it's about 2 months now since he entered.
So, I mean, the question then is it in this person's best interest to raise his hand and say that he's here? I doubt it. I mean, why did he come through the border? Why didn't he try to get a visa? Why did he leave Senegal?
That I would say to answer that, I would not exactly answer, but it's just, well, he just heard that people are actually getting past the border, so he decided to come through that because of hardship. But
I haven't heard any hardship. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, because of hardship.
What hardship? What hardship?
Things getting difficult back home.
Like what?
Like demonstrations against the power. No jobs.
No jobs. None of that. I mean, this sounds like a very bad asylum case. I would not recommend filing it. I think he got what he wanted, which was to enter the United States.
Yep.
Now he's going to be stuck here with no status.
Okay. So there's no way to have a lawyer file out something for him.
I would not file something for him. You'd be raising your hand and saying, "Hey, please deport me."
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I'll get back to him and tell him what you told me.
Thank you, Abdul. Thanks for calling. See you, buddy. All right. No one's in the waiting room on camera except for ABBXYY. So ABBXYY is now here. What's up?
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Is it okay to turn off the camera?
Go for it.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. So yeah, just had a follow-up question on the great response you gave me before on my friend who has a criminal record.
Okay.
It's called disturbance of lawful meetings in Michigan.
Disturbance of lawful meetings. I think that's what some of the January 6th terrorists have been charged with. They're disturbing a congressional meeting.
I think this could be a minor one, though.
Okay. So what happened? Why did that happen? What happened? What were the facts?
Yeah. So, well, it was a DV charge. And the prosecutor agreed to, reduce it.
Okay. So what's the question?
So the question is, my friend, he got a fingerprint appointment, and in that appointment letter, it says you can go ahead and order a rap sheet from FBI. Is that needed?
What is he applying for?
Sorry, yeah, good question. Green card renewal.
Well, he doesn't have to do that as part of the green card renewal. They'll do that for him. Why is he thinking about doing his own background check?
Because when he received the appointment letter for the fingerprinting, it said in the letter that if you want, you can get it on your own, and here is the link before
Really?
your appointment.
Really?
Yeah.
I would like to see that letter. Not that I don't believe you. I would just like to see it.
Okay.
Can you send it to me?
And the second question is, is this, so the disturbance of lawful meeting seem to be the disturbing the peace.
Sounds like it, yeah.
So in that case, this is not going to be an AV, right? Aggravated felony? Oh, sorry, AF. Aggravated felony?
That is the most complex thing we do as immigration lawyers, is to take the laws of one of the 50 states, compare them to federal law, and determine whether or not it's an AGFEL or a crime involving moral turpitude. Those are really tricky things that I would never do over a call like this. And this is something I actually don't even do anymore, because let's say I charge them $3,000. I don't want to do that work and then be responsible for it, because at the end of the day, it's probably not something that's going to keep him from getting his green card renewed. And in fact, I've been shocked at the things that serious things that people got in trouble for and still got their green card renewed. I think that no one can tell him for sure that it's going to be a problem, but I think it's okay.
Oh, okay. Because he got a 12 months probation, and out of that, he already completed like 6 to 7 months, and then the probation officer said, "You are done. You don't need to complete the rest of it because you followed all my instructions." And he didn't go to prison.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Again, you got to look at the sentence received. You look at the possible range of sentence. What I'm saying is, this is the most complex thing. Like, when I used to do this as a service, I don't do it anymore because it's a hassle and it takes us off our game. But you literally, like, I would go to the law library, I would pull up the state statute, I would look at the corresponding federal definition of that crime. I would see if it's something that is going to make them inadmissible or something serious. Has he left the United States since he got that charge?
No, he's still in US, and he's waiting for his green card renewal.
Right. He should be very and when you say green card renewal, are you talking about an I-90 or an I-751?
I-90.
Yeah. So he should be really careful about leaving the United States, because that could trigger a problem for him. He might be able to walk around in the United States with his green card, but if he leaves the United States, that changes the analysis of things. So I think, again, that he's okay. I can't tell you for sure.
So my last question is, Jim, after he submits his fingerprint, he's soon going to get a decision whether his green card is renewed or not.
Right.
Hopefully it gets renewed, but if things don't work out the way they should, does your firm handle cases where the green card didn't get renewed and we're trying to appeal?
It depends what they do. They might put him in removal. They might just deny the I-90. We'd have to look at both. If it's denial of the I-90, we might say, let's refile a new one with a brief, or we might just go ahead and appeal, or we might do both. But yeah, that's something we could help with.
Okay, so just email you when the decision comes.
Yeah, but I think it's going to work out.
Oh, okay. It's going to work out in your opinion, most probably.
I think so.
Okay. Those are my questions. Thank you, Jim. Thanks so much.
Okay, see you. Thanks.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Yaya's here. What do you say, Yaya?
I'm crying. So I had a question, right? My boyfriend is incarcerated, but he's incarcerated in the federal detention center. But his due date is October the 24th, and he got a letter from ICE saying that they are going to come get him 48 hours before he's supposed to get released.
That makes sense.
So how do I go, like, what do we do to keep him, like, here? Because he has 2 kids here in the States.
What's his crime?
A gun, I guess. Just carrying around a gun.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a ghost gun. They locked him up for having a ghost gun.
Okay. Okay.
So how do I go about like trying to get him to stay here? But at the same time, I do want to keep him informed. His citizenship was under his mom, but his mom had passed away like 3 months before he got convicted. So is that one of the reasons why ICE is trying to come get him, or like what exactly do I do? Because I'm a U.S. citizen, so I don't know nothing about this.
Okay. So where is he from?
He's from Liberia, Liberia.
One of my favorite countries. When did he come to the United States?
When he was like 3, so like 1995, like around that time, and he's been here ever since.
Did his mom become a U.S. citizen?
Mm-hmm. I believe, if I'm right, she got her U.S. citizenship or even her green card. I'm not sure, but
Well,
I know
that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
I feel like it's the U.S. citizenship. I really do feel like she has her U.S. citizenship.
Is she alive or she's dead?
No, she passed away in 2022, February 2022.
Does your boyfriend know if she became a citizen?
I think so. Yeah, I think she did, because she was really big on getting all her stuff together, and then she had kids. So I really think he had it.
Do you know if he ever had do you know how they came? Like, how did they come to the United States?
The plane, I think.
I know. I figured the plane. No, what I meant was, like, how did they get status here? Who sponsored them, or how did they come?
Oh, I'm not sure about that part. She might have been married. Yeah.
And I might have asked you this already. Do you know if he ever had an actual physical green card, your boyfriend?
I don't think he actually had a physical green card. See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe because after she passed away, he didn't, sign up for his citizenship. Once he got arrested, it flagged the federal people, because he's in federal, instead of the state, he's in a federal detention center. So
was it a federal crime or a state crime?
It was a federal crime, and his plea deal was to do 1 year in federal jail, and then he'll do 3 years probation.
They're going to try to deport him.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure they're certainly going to try. So ICE has placed a detainer on him, which means, hey, when he's done with his prison sentence, give him to us. We're going to put him in immigration jail, and we're going to try to deport him.
But when I had called around, they said that Liberia isn't taking people back, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's okay. They'll still fuck with him because they'll try to keep him in jail the whole time. They'll make his life really hard. They'll try to insist that Liberia take him. There's all kinds of dirty tricks they have to try to make his life miserable and to get him to voluntarily leave.
So on the detainer paper, it said that they had 48 hours to hold him or 48 hours to get him. Let me look at the paper. I feel like it said 48 hours. So does that mean that they're going to hold him for 48 hours or 48 hours before he get released?
It means we'll be there within 48 hours of when his sentence is over so that we can take him into immigration custody and put him in detention. Where is he right now?
New York. But we're out here in DC and Maryland. So they shipped him to New York.
So what's your question for me?
Can you help? Don't do that. Say yes. Say.
Well, we don't do deportation, but let's see. I would be interested to see. I'd be interested to look a little bit into his case.
Okay.
What
if he got kids here? Doesn't that mean he could still stay?
No. I mean, maybe, but it depends on the crime.
Okay.
When is his federal sentence up or his sentence up?
October the 24th. So
here's my advice. You need to use this time. Your best shot is at working on as much of this stuff as possible because things can move pretty fast once he gets into immigration detention. So I would say if you want to send me a copy of the detainer, I can then look up the federal crime and I can at least tell you if I think he's going or not. I think he's going, but it depends.
Okay. And what if he didn't get his green card and everything like that? So technically he didn't break, the laws for having the green card because he didn't have one. Can he still try to apply after that so that he can stay here?
Oh no. Well, yes, yes, but it's actually worse. It'd be better for him if he had his green card.
Okay, I'm gonna just send you his stuff. I'm gonna do the email and just send it to you.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. See ya. Boy, we've had some interesting cases today, have we not? My people. Alexander's been waiting patiently. Hello, Alexander.
Hi, Jim. This is the second time that I'm visiting the show. I'm calling you from Florida.
Awesome. Thank you. What can I help you with?
Now, in the beginning, I just wanted to thank you for, allocating your time and helping immigrants all across the country. I always watch your videos. I'm a subscriber. So I have a question about my landlords who are asylum seekers. They came to this country in 2017, and then they applied for asylum timely. However, Miami Asylum Office, they received their case, they sent them the receipt notice, and since then they renewed their employment authorization document 2 times already. Now they need to move. They are moving to California. So the case will likely also move. And I also checked the statistics. I'm pretty sure that will probably cause you to smile right now, but different asylum offices have crazily different statistics. I mean, the approval statistics. So my question is, do you think moving to San Francisco benefits them immigration-wise?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. And the second thing is that their current asylum receipt notice starts with the letter ZMI. Will that change, or how does the case move? What does a person need to do to have their case moved to a different asylum office?
So once they move, they should notify USCIS both with an AR-11, and they need to notify the Miami Asylum Office that they've moved to the San Francisco area, so that they can transfer that case properly.
Can it be done by mail? I mean, notifying asylum office, or should they appear there in person with their papers?
Oh, no, we do it by email. I think you're going to ask me mail or email. We have an email address we use. I think it's for lawyers. Don't hold me on that. But yeah, a letter by Federal Express, so the proof that it was delivered, that would be just fine. But they want to attach their receipt notice and let them know the old address, let them know their A numbers, let them know the case, the ZMI number, and then ask that the case be transferred to San Fran.
And once the case is transferred, will they receive a new receipt notice from a new office?
I don't think so. I think their case number stays the same. Don't hold me on that. I haven't seen that happen much, so I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, kind of a side question, but it is unfortunate that the same federal law can be interpreted so crazily differently in different locations. Previously in the show, you asked the person a question whether they think the USCIS people are treating everyone fairly, and my answer, I chuckled, but my answer was a resounding no.
Mine too.
Yeah, and you would think that people who go there to work with immigrants would have some feel for ordinary people, but people have been waiting 7 years for their interview, and there was no progress on the case ever since the biometrics appointment.
So let's talk about that. A couple of things. I'm glad you brought all this up. So when I was in law school, well, first of all, this might surprise everybody. When I was in law school, I actually did not take immigration law as a class, if you can believe that, right? And I didn't even take administrative law, which is administrative law is sort of like how agencies do their things, how they issue regulations, how they interpret cases. But when I studied for the bar, you had to know this stuff because it was going to come up on the bar exam. And there's a phrase called arbitrary and capricious. And arbitrary means that the government shouldn't treat people differently. The law should be applied, like you just said, equally and fairly, and it shouldn't be capricious, which means it benefits some but not others. So I can't think of a better violator of the arbitrary and capricious rule than USCIS. For as you mentioned, the approval rate for asylum in the Atlanta Immigration Court is 2%. 2%. And in the Los Angeles and San Francisco, you're talking 60 or 65% or 50, somewhere in there. Now, the interesting thing is people ask me all the time, Jim, My case is in Miami, and it really sucks. And I want to, and this is for immigration court stuff more than the asylum office, because the asylum office, you can't get individual statistics. But for the immigration judges, if you go to TRAC, you can actually see all of the judges' percentages, which it sounds like maybe you've been doing. But even within the Los Angeles immigration court, people say, I want to go to Los Angeles immigration court. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. But what if you get the judge who only approves 5% of the cases? So it's ridiculous that some judges can approve 5% and others can approve 95%. And to your point, this is why many people are moving their cases to San Francisco, because it gives them the best chance. Now, once it gets there, so once they file for their change of status or change of address with the asylum office, I would also just do a general AR-11 with USCIS, because you never know. Like with the EAD and stuff, you want their address updated all over. Once they do all that stuff, I can get them an interview. 7 years is ridiculous. No one's going to say 7 years is not an unreasonable amount of time. So if they want to do that, we can talk about that. That we can get their case moving with a lawsuit. I'm pretty darn sure.
And yeah, a small thing. So moving a case to a different asylum office would not impede the filing of a mandamus lawsuit, because as I understand, you're suing the immigration system overall rather than a specific asylum office. Am I right on that?
I would sue both, but that's why I want their address and address change to settle. Like I wouldn't want to, even if I know they're moving to San Francisco, I wouldn't want to sue San Francisco office until the case is actually there. And maybe the San Francisco asylum office would be like, oh man, these guys just moved here, but that's not going to screw up the ability to sue them. Because as you point out, we're suing USCIS, the agency itself, and the individual field offices and the field office director. But really, it's all one defendant and it's all one lawyer defending the lawsuit.
Understood. Yeah, unfortunately, there is, from what I understand, there is no telling on when specifically the case is moved. Like once the once Miami Asylum Office is notified of their move, there is no telling when specifically that case moves to San Francisco and settles there.
Yeah, but once you've told them, I don't care. Then after that, I don't care. I would just sue them.
I see. Understood. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hacking. Thank you very much for everything you do once again.
Thanks, Alexander. See you, buddy. All right, everybody. We went a little bit over, but we're happy to do it. Alexander's a nice guy. We always like talking to him, and we always like it when people want to ask about trying to help friends, especially people who've been waiting for their damn asylum for 7 years. Can you believe it? Next show's tomorrow, episode number 421 of the Immigration Answer Show. Again, my name is Jim Hacking. Wait, hold on. Hooley's telling me something. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Hooley, should I call you up on screen? I think Hooley wants to be heard. I don't know what she's saying. She looks surprised.
Yeah, I think my internet's kind of slow today.
Janky? Yeah, it looks a little janky. What's up?
No, it was fine. It was show 421 at 4 p.m. So
421 at 4 p.m. Yep, sorry. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. If you want to find us, if you want to talk to us about hiring us, you can call us 314-961-8200. You can text the word show 314-470-3300 if you want to get alerted when the waiting room opens tomorrow. If you want to hire us, you can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. A lot of people were going to do that today based on cases that they had. If you're looking for free resources, Immigrant Home Facebook group, it's free. There's over 10,000 immigrants in there talking about the process. And then we have the YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. We have hundreds and hundreds of videos, and we do this show live 3 or 4 times a week. I hope you all have a great night. Hooley, thanks for all your help. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Bye. Hi,
Thanks,
I'm
dude.
back. You're welcome. I'm talking with the girl Yaya.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
because
that's
when
that's probably not something we're going to help with, but he might be a citizen. That's the only thing. Otherwise,
yeah, that's what I tried to ask her on the call. But she was like, I'm not sure what status. I don't know what he is, and I was like, We need
Just
to know
I'll
that,
just
and
send
based
I'll
on
send
that.
her I'll send her a list of questions and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll send her the link, your link, her
Okay.
link to you. Never
Okay.
mind. Okay, perfect. Have an awesome afternoon and see you tomorrow.
Bye, Huli.